For years, I thrived in the high-pressure business world, but the workaholic life finally caught up with me. I was 35, very overweight, in chronic pain with severe mobility issues, terrible diet, no exercise. My health was a complete wreck. Then I went to a gentle yoga class and felt truly relaxed. The stress just melted away. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. I stopped getting sick. Pain disappeared. I learned to open my heart and I felt happy for the first time in years. So I said goodbye to the business world and started teaching. Yoga doesn't have to be strenuous. The easiest movements can trigger major release of chronic symptoms no matter your age.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hello, I'm Deborah Devine, and welcome to Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. And yes, that was me in the cartoon. I was in terrible shape before learning about gentle yoga, and one of my biggest problems was getting sick all the time.
Now let yoga help you too. Celebrate Earth Day with these healing yoga tips that put us in sync with Mother Earth, slow the flow of breath down, and ground the mind.
Now, let's begin with Tadasana, the mountain pose. We're going to be standing either with our feet together, big toes touching, and the inner part of the heels touching. Or if this is not feeling comfortable for your legs or your back, you can take your feet a little bit wider, feet directly underneath the hips. And if this is still not feeling comfortable for you, you can take your feet a little bit wider yet, a little bit wider than hips. And then come back on the heels, pick up the toes and begin to spread the toes apart and then lay them down one at a time. Then we're going to bring awareness to the ball of the big toe and the inner part of the heel. We're going to be bringing these parts of the foot together, creating a little bit more support for the inner arch. Now go to the baby toe side of the foot and press down there as well. Energize the muscles of the legs. The upper legs could be going for a bit of an inner spiral. This is protecting the low back, creating a little bit more room in the SI joints. Go to the pelvic girdle and squeeze and hug everything into the midline. Feel how much power you have in the pelvis. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Move the arms back and let them come down towards the waist. Externally rotate the upper arms so that the palms are facing forward. Here is a wonderful way to energize the glutes. You can let go of the striving and the effort when you fatigue. But the longer you can hold this wonderful engagement of the muscles, the stronger you're going to be getting. Now we're going to come into tree pose, Vrksasana. Take the feet a little bit closer together. The tree is a wonderful pose to get engagement of the glutes, but we have to have a firm foundation. So take the left foot and spread the toes nice and wide. And then take the right foot and just lean the right heel up against the left ankle. Imagine tap roots coming out of the feet. Out of the heel, a big tap root is coming down, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. The ball of the big toe, the ball of the baby toe, also big tap roots coming down. And then just imagine secondary roots growing off of the tap roots, and then tertiary roots, hair-like roots. Everybody's roots are intertwined here, so you feel very secure. Now, if you feel really good, you can begin to bring your foot up a little bit higher. But if you feel like you're losing your balance, just bring your foot back down. Energize that grounded leg. Hug muscle to bone. Feel the glutes engage. Draw the sit bones together as you externally rotate this right leg out. Inhale the arms up. Engage the bottom part of the body and feel lightness and openness and expansiveness in the top part of the body. Now we'll move into Prasarita Padattonasana, wide-legged standing forward fold. This can be a very invigorating pose for many of us. It brings a lot of blood into the head, into the eyes, and that's one of the benefits of inversions. So Patricia is going to be using a chair as we go into Prasarita Padattonasana. We're going to be coming into the pose very gently and softly, bending the knees, taking the sit bones back. Let the hands come onto the knees, the elbows come onto the knees. Being kind to the hamstrings is very important. We don't want to stretch the hamstrings to the point of tearing. It takes 1.5 years to fix hamstrings, so be very gentle. If you feel comfortable lengthening the hamstrings and straightening the back of the knees, maybe that would feel wonderful. You can bring your hands down to the floor if that's feeling good. You could also be using a chair or a bolster, a couple of pillows. And we're just going to be moving the hips from side to side and lengthening out the hamstrings one at a time. Long, slow, smooth in breaths, long, slow, smooth out breaths. Let the head come down and hang. Shaking the head, nodding the head, moving the head in circles. We're releasing a lot of tension out of the back of the neck, out of the spine, out of the scalp. And we're bringing an enormous amount of prana and an enormous amount of energy into the brain. Now, we'll take the hands on the hips and we'll energize the legs. And then on an in-breath, rise up. Wonderful. Now, let's go into child's pose and we'll move into downward facing dog. So we come onto our knees and our hands. The knees can be wide, the feet together, and the arms will be out in the front. We're taking the forehead down to the ground and resting. We're taking the sit bones back, the tailbones coming back, and we're letting the out breath be complete, letting the belly come to the front spine. We feel the pelvis pouring the spine out in this pose. We feel the spine lengthening. This is a part of the information superhighway. The brain is one area where we have intelligence, but there's also intelligence all the way down the back, concentrating in the spine, in the spinal column. Now, we can turn the toes under and move into downward facing dog. We're pressing down into the base of the index finger and the thumb and the meat of the thumb and pressing down into the toes. The sit bones come up. Inner spiral of the upper leg bones, outer spiral of the upper arm bones, taking the heart back towards the thighs. Broadening the shoulder blades, making space around the shoulder shelf, letting the head come down, nodding the head, shaking the head, releasing all of the tension in the spine. We're bringing more prana and more oxygen, more blood down into the brain. When you're ready, come down, knees supporting you, into child's pose, resting your forehead. Resting the forehead on the ground is a wonderful way to calm the mind, allowing the mind to become still. And we do that by watching the breath. We do that by keeping our awareness on where the breath is breathing the body. When we have our forehead supported on the ground, there's a cooling effect on the brain. So all of the mental activity that may be preventing us from being able to access information easily, all of that excess thinking drops down. And then what's left is this wonderful, peaceful, calm, still lake surface. After all of this hard work, inverting ourselves and releasing long-held tension in the neck and the head, and bringing awareness to all kinds of prana and oxygen and blood that's coming into the head, now we're just going to cool off and relax. Relaxing is one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves in order to just improve health of the whole head, the brain, the scalp. Relaxing is an important aspect of the practice because it balances all of our hormones. Viprarita Karani, legs up the wall or legs on a chair, is a wonderful way to warm down. Again, you can see we've got this idea of prana flowing down towards the head. The legs are supported, the low back is very happy, and the belly is open and soft. Bring your awareness to the eyes. Visualize your eyes as lungs. Take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the eyes. Feel the eyes drinking in all of this oxygen. Now we'll move into Savasana. Just lift the legs, I'll remove the chair. And then you can bring your knees bent, yes, and then lengthen your legs out one at a time. If you're using a bolster or a rolled up blanket, just place it underneath your knees for some support. And that will help your low back. If you have cucumbers or chamomile tea bags at home, it might feel wonderful to put them on your eyes. It's nice to put them on the brow bone, staying away from the cornea. Bring awareness back to your eyes. Just notice that when you inhale, there's this natural tendency for the eyes to look up behind the closed eyelids. See if you can resist this tendency and keep the eyes low, looking at where the eyelashes come together. Please continue to enjoy Savasana for at least another 15 minutes. And we'll see you next time on Healing Yoga. Namaste.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date on all the latest videos. And let me know in the comments section below what other kind of videos you'd like to see.